Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another session of Peeking Over the Fence. I'm your host, Richard Landy, and this is for financial advisors and their teams who might be considering their next transition and opportunity. So, again, welcome. We are Bridgemark Strategies. We're an independent recruiting, we're a consulting firm, but remember, we work for you. The financial advisor is our client. And today we have a great guest coming on the show with me here today, and it's Cynthia Luna. She is a financial advisor with Kestra Financial right now. But about 2 years ago, she and I were introduced as she was thinking about peeking over the fence at some of her own options. And I asked her to join me today to talk about her experience. But before I bring Cynthia in and turn it over to her, she is a 19-year veteran in our industry, and she did start with UBS and Morgan Stanley in the wirehouse environment. And for the past 10 years, or the prior 10 years, she had been working with Edward Jones, building a reputable business, a great practice. And we were introduced in April of 2024. And that's when she decided, after looking at a few different firms together, that she chose to move independent to Kestra Financial Services, where she is today. So I've asked Cynthia to come on, take a little bit of time to share herself with you, who she is, what she built, and some of the experiences she had. So for the viewers that might be thinking about today, your own transition or thinking about peeking over the fence, that hopefully a little bit of her information experience can help you out as well. And today we'd like to talk with Cynthia. Cynthia, welcome here today.
Thanks, Rich. Thanks for having me.
I'm thrilled to have you here today. As I've said to you before many times, I'm very proud of you and where you were and what you built and where you're taking your practice today, which really brings me right to the very first topic that I'd like to touch on. It's that experience that you had as an advisor, not at just Edward Jones, but then versus going to the independent side. And if you could share maybe two or three different of those experiences that might help other advisors watching us today. I know you had talked about passion for your clients being one of those areas that were important. Another one was friction from your former firm, not to mention any specific names, but I thought that was killer. And also about being on that treadmill while going through this whole process, not you and I, but the years of building your business that you have today, taking its toll, that treadmill. Would you like to touch on one or more of those with us here today?
Sure. There were a lot of things on my mind when I got the ping. I don't remember whether it was on LinkedIn or my email. I do have 15 minutes to peek over the fence. So what was top of mind for me at that time was there was so much change. Um, we started talking. You're saying in 24, and that makes sense. So in 2022, I started to understand that our clients' needs were changing rapidly of
Yes,
COVID. So COVID taught the whole world how to do business in a very different way.
absolutely.
And it also changed the human psyche. Everyone was more in touch with what they really want and who they want to be, and nothing like a mass, everyone close brush with death, as we were
Yes.
COVID to get you to focus on that. I had spent 2 years thinking, am I serving my clients well? And it just felt like a treadmill, always dealing with the
Mm,
bigger institution that is putting in policies to manage several people, but that's adding more friction for the relationship you're trying to build and maintain with your clients.
yeah, that's a strong word, friction.
Yeah. And people come to us to make an emotionally hard time better. And when you say, and I get it, cybersecurity, like all the reasons why, when you say, like, you're going to have to go through all these steps and, jump through all these hoops just to get me your data, for instance, or anything
Hmm.
like that. It's tough. It's tough to do and to justify giving your clients extra friction and not being able to do anything about it.
And that is around the passion that you have for your clients. Can you speak to that just a little bit more?
Yeah. Um, I think that someone trusting you with their assets that they're going to use to fuel their lives and feed their families and do all of
Hmm.
feel like that's a sacred place. And we got to do a great job of acknowledging that and knowing that not everyone's going to have the same needs. Some are more technologically advanced, some are less so. And being able to serve all the different kinds of people where they're at, you need more than just one solution, whether that's in portfolios or technology.
Wow, that's really well said. And I think that's a good segue. If you could talk about Moonshot, the firm that you've created now, but around the client's story. So when you were making the transition or planning it as we were going through that process, can you touch on that? How you prepped your clients, the effect of your clients, and share those expectations and experience?
So my contract was such that I couldn't tell my clients I was about to leave them and
Correct.
feel like they are going to be abandoned. But don't worry, because there's a bigger plan. So I couldn't communicate that. So the way that I helped my clients was providing them excellent personalized service to the best of my abilities all of those years before the move. And so that's all you can do and hope for. If you have a contract like I had, maybe you have something different going for you. And then when it's legally possible, for you to ethically speak to your clients about where you moved and why you moved. For
Mhm.
me, the clients were happy to come over. They just needed to hear that I could hold the same securities, that, they still have online access. They just needed to be educated on what would change and what wouldn't change. And I had a really good result with my clients moving over, and they've loved the differences in what I can provide now that I'm more into it.
That's a great, great point. And I'm actually going to peel into that a little bit more, peel back the layers. Because knowing that you moved from a not a captive firm, but regardless, you moved to Independence, which is Kestra Financial Services, who utilizes Fidelity as their custodian in the NFS. Did that have any comfort for your clients when you were approaching that part of the conversation?
Absolutely. To this day, when my clients come to deposit a check, and I explain to them how to write out the check, I let them know, you're writing out the check this way because it's deposited in your account at NFS, by Fidelity. It's
Ah,
not in Cynthia Luna's pocket, right? It's not in Moonshot. It's not, you still have a large custodian, you still have all of the securities that you had.
yep.
Only thing that changed was my ability to meet you in different ways and work for you. So that was important. And some advisors may miss that point because just because you know it, you think your clients know it, but they don't. So that helped my clients feel confident in moving over.
Thank you for sharing that with us. And, I kind of knew the answer to that particular question test, but I think it's important for all advisors, regardless of what you're thinking about or where you are today. Clients really do, they understand the brand name, right? And major firms out there with brand names, but it's really the financial advisor. You are their friend. You are their consultant. You are the trusted individual with these assets. And I think that becomes the most important aspect that too often we overlook and we put brand name before, oh, my clients won't move because there's not a brand name attached to it. But in reality, in your situation, it was just that helped you out as well. So thank you again for sharing that part of it with us. I'd like to take a few minutes here too. Let's talk about Moonshot Financial Group, the firm that you created just 2 years ago. I know you'd been thinking about a name in your own DBA, do business as, for those who may not know that, thinking about independence. But you came up with the name Moonshot. Tell us about your actual firm and what you've built there. So if you have other advisors watching today, one, they could reach out to you and talk about it. Two, maybe they would like to join your firm if you're looking to grow. Would you like to share more around that with us?
Sure. So early on in this business, you get taught that you're not a financial advisor to be an educator. If you spend all of your time educating people, you're not going to be managing assets, and that's true.
Good point.
But a real financial advisor loves seeing people understand their finances and the light bulb go off, right? And then get clarity and start to live better lives and lower their stress levels because you took that time. And the people I've noticed that need it the most are people that don't have net worth to manage right now. So one of my personal passions was, which is a moonshot, is to be able to teach in a mass way, low cost for people who are getting that education because they'll probably be my clients at some point in the future. And if not, just help from a financial advisor is super useful for anyone's life. And not everyone can afford it. And, you know, if you're not passionate about what you do, why do it?
Hmm.
And so being passionate about what I do, I'm passionate about creating a bigger impact. And that would be to people who are underserved by the financial community. And I'm so excited to have some time to build that out and do that alongside of my advisory practice.
Fantastic. And are you looking to grow your office and bring on new advisors?
Absolutely. So we are going to be a two-person team by the end of the year, maybe even three. You'll have to keep an eye out for us.
Oh, I will. And think about succession planning. Tell us where your firm is, your office is located. For those advisors that might be watching today and they're thinking about their own succession opportunity, this might be a chance for them to talk to you as well.
Um, yeah. So I think I have about 10 to 15 years left in the industry. Who knows? Give or take a few.
Oh, you got
And,
more. You got a runway.
and building something that can be sustainable is important to me. And then when I pass the baton, being able to trust who is going to take over these relationships that I worked so hard to build and maintain is going to be huge for me. And being able to curate how that happens and what is built and how it gets transferred was also something that was very important to me when considering the move.
Well said. And for those who, again, might be watching, Kestra Financial, I believe, too, Cynthia, will also partner with you if somebody wants to sell their practice and you are looking to acquire one, because you do have quite a long runway yourself. They can contact you as well. You'd be interested in something along those lines?
Perhaps it would have to be a really good match.
Oh, yeah.
It would have to be a great match as far as the client relationships and the client expectations and,
Yep.
all those things. Because if I can't offer top tier service, then we're not doing the clients any good and we're not doing me any good. So it would have to be a great opportunity. But I have met other Kestra financial advisors who are building their firm in that way and love it. Uh, so it's definitely there for those who are interested in that path. And it's something I might peek at in the future.
Okay. Well, you can always peek over the fence. If you'd like to reach out to Cynthia Luna and chat, please do. Her contact information will be here, excuse me, at the end of the video here today, which will be posted on our YouTube channel as well as my LinkedIn profile page. Cynthia, I do want to thank you for joining us here today and sharing a little bit about your own personal background and experiences and having been where you were, transitioning over to the independence. And as I said before earlier, I'm very proud of you, of what you built. And I know where this practice is going. That's why I respect you so much. I wanted you to be part of my show, Peek Over the Fence. So thank you for being here today. And if you have anything to share with the viewers,
Thank you for having me, Rich. And if you are an advisor out there and thinking about making this decision, you're thinking about it to serve your clients deeply, that's where your focus is going to be. Your focus does not need to be on which technology works better and all those things.
wow.
Someone else has done that legwork for you. So my partnership with Rich, and I've told you this before, Rich, I'm not the easiest personality when I'm hyper stressed. I was hyper stressed during that time. Well, calm your patient. You answered my questions. You answered my phone call, and that helped. And not only did it help me, ultimately it helped my clients because I didn't have to be thinking about that stuff. I could focus on how I was going to make the client transition seamless and how I was going to make the big change a little less stressful for myself because I peaked over the.
Well, you did it. You did it yourself, and you've built a great firm. You got a great brand, and you got a huge future ahead of yourself. So, again, Cynthia, thank you for joining us here. And for all the viewers, thank you for joining us again. Her contact information will be posted on all these areas after the video. I wish everybody a exciting, blessed day.
Thanks. Bye, Rich.
Bye, Cynthia. Take care.
See you later.